So I haven't seen anyone comment on this at all or make a YouTube video on this. Not to say that no one has, but I'm not aware of any. This one's a long time coming. The release date's not supposed to be until like next year, possibly 2025. So there's not much to speak on about it. But it is produced by the same backers, Angel Studios, as The Chosen is. So that definitely gives me concern there. But like it's not even out yet. So I mean, it's like you're probably asking yourself, okay, what do you have to complain about then? So here's what I have to complain about. So going through, it's just basically the David movie. So going through all this, they basically want to. They have pictures here that I'm showing you. They basically want to make it into compete with Disney, Pixar, that kind of thing. They want to do the exact same like strategy as The Chosen has. So crowd-funded, that kind of thing. So you can see some pictures here. A lot of people are backing this stuff. And so most notably, the people backing this up is Tim Tebow. I just want to show you guys this stuff. So Tim Tebow's a huge one. Michael W. Smith. So they got special guest Rita Springer. I'm not sure if I ever heard of her before, but Michael W. Smith is definitely a popular professing Christian artist. And this guy I'm sure you're familiar with. He's been on some pretty major platforms. Not sure how you pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to butcher it. And then these quote a whole bunch of people that are Ravenhill. And then so this is another thing that reminds me of like The Chosen. So if you guys have heard of The Chosen Round Table, they'll have some Catholic guy, a rabbi, and an evangelical, whatever. So just like The Chosen, fact checking with Rabbi Tully Weiss. So just absolutely brings me back having flashbacks of The Chosen. They want to fact check this with a rabbi. I would rather you fact check it with the Bible instead. And then just other people, CEO of Minnow, Eric Gross. And then back to Catholicism, Mother Teresa. Why is the David movie quoting Mother Teresa? D.A. Carson, Chuck Swindoll, Albert Einstein for some reason, William Faulkner, and then makes sense. Exclusive conversation with Angel Studios co-founders Neil and Jeff Harmon, and then just music director, this guy, and then finally a couple other directors and stuff. So I've heard maybe half these people, so there's a lot of backing in this stuff. So I just want to show you guys this. I'll skip right ahead. So crowdfunding as of January 17th is making this. Right now it's $1.6 million that they've funded for it, and they're trying to get a goal of $2 million. And so I believe they were saying how like half of that came after the first 24 hours. So so this is the feature film they have coming out sometime next year, possibly 2025. So moving forward, the issue I have with this, Angel Studios, it's Mormon based, that kind of thing. So it gets worse though. So I'm scrolling through, basically what they're trying to get out of this. They're trying to be forthright and transparent with what they're using that money towards and stuff like that. So I appreciate them for that. So one thing I did find, so this is engaging the faith community. Our initial crowd behind David will be a small subset, of nearly 2.5 billion Christians worldwide, and that got me thinking. I'm like, 2.5 billion? Like, what are you talking about? Like, how in the world do you find 2.5 billion? Like, and I got to thinking, okay, who is the most, the populace, in groups and numbers, who is the most, professing Christian organization? And that's Catholicism. And so I look up, how many Christians are there in the world. That says about 2.2 billion. And so within Christianity, so this, website says there are numerous denominations of churches that can be classified into these religious groups: Catholics, Orthodox, Protestants, Anglican, Pentecostal, etc., etc. So that's how they group it. That's, this site saying 2.2 billion, and that has Catholics included. So, um, going back to the statement, they're obviously including, Catholics, and so I have an issue with that because I have researched their gospel and their Jesus, and they preach another Jesus and another gospel. Their gospel is works based, and then their Jesus is has completely different characteristics of, the biblical Jesus. And for much more information, I have playlists that you guys can check out that where I document, Catholic resources. So definitely check that out. I can't really cover that now. So yeah, that's really really troubling and concerning that not only Mormonism is in this, but Catholicism, and what you expect, the Chosen is the exact same way. So yeah, it's just filing suit there. So which represents a massive global audience of families who already know and love this biblical story. So they're talking about David and Goliath kind of thing, First Samuel in the Bible. While we are making David for a diverse global audience, we recognize that the faith community is very likely where our snowball will start. Making a movie that authentically honors the biblical text is a passionate priority for us, and we believe that the faith community will be delighted by the quality, entertainment, and spiritual depth of David. So on the onset, they have people who've worked in, I think they said Moana, and just the very popular Disney movies. So yeah, I mean, on paper this looks amazing. They keep basically saying how, it's kind of Prince of Egypt, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, that's how they want to do that. So on paper it looks awesome, and I'm trying, I don't want to judge incorrectly how something's going on right now where I have absolutely no idea. It's not even out yet. So, but I do have concerns with what's coming out. So, Catholicism, that's a huge issue. Mormonism, huge issue. So, just want to show you this. Anticipate summer 2024 for the release of David. So, yeah, so I'll try to keep you guys posted.